I'm Allison Prior, and today we're going to do a beautiful painting, a beautiful roses in a gorgeous vase. I'll show you a picture of that now in a minute. And we are going to get started by making a grid so that we can figure out where things go, because it's a little different in landscape, but I'll show you how to do that too. But today I'm going to use different colors today. Normally I use the primary colors of red, yellow, and blue, which I do have red, yellow, and blue on here, but I have a few different color yellows and just a few extra colors on there because we're going to be doing nice flowers and having nice colors. So I'll just show you the reference photo that I got from Pixabay. This will help you. So this is the picture that I got from Pixabay. Alright, so we are going to do our best to paint that today, and I'll make it as easy as I can for you. Just have three colors. I just have Maples Yellow Deep, and I have a light yellow and a medium yellow. So you can see there are different colors of yellow, and I just have Crimson Red and a nice bright red, okay? And I have Ultramarine Blue, and I have two different greens, which is sap green and a light green, and burnt sienna and burnt umber and black and white. So there they are. They're pretty. So let's see if we can get some nice colors on our flowers with that today. Mash that like button. That'll really help my channel grow so I can keep adding more videos for you. So the brushes we can use today are the synthetic brushes. I don't think we'll need a bristle brush today. I think we'll be okay with just some synthetic brushes, size 8, 12, depending on the size of your canvas. Mine is 11 by 14, and I got it a portrait, okay? That's a portrait way. Landscapes I usually do a landscape way. I turn it the other way for the landscape. But so these are the brushes we're going to use today. So we have some synthetic brushes. I don't think we'll need some bristle brushes today, but I think it'd be nice to have a filbert brush. That's your filbert right there. And an angular brush. You can have different sizes if you like. And I don't know what happened to that poor little thing. And a nice synthetic. These are about a size 12. I got 11 by 14 canvas, so that should be big enough. And some small round brushes, okay? And if we need more brushes, we certainly will get those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the background with some burnt sienna and burnt umber. And then we're going to have the bottom part here black for the table. So I might tape that off so we'll have an idea where to put the black. So I would say that we will come up about 1/3 of the way. So we got 1, 2, 3. All right. Should do it. And 1/3 of the way, it's about here. I want to have lots of room for the jug and flowers. Okay. So dip your brush in some water. I just have my jug here, see? I just dip my brush in some water. And I will tap it off my tissue. And then I'm going to start off with, actually, I'm going to wet my brush. And there's a little bit of a drip there. It's wet. And what I want to do is I'm going to go into burnt umber right now. And I'm going to do the edges first. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh, wow. Gorgeous. I'm just putting that on there. You can do the sides also. While you're at it, you might as well do the sides. That's pretty. And we'll do another side over here. Now this may not be exactly the same as the picture, but I like doing things my way. So you do whatever you want. I'll just give you some guidance, that's all. Now I'm going to add some burnt sienna. So you see it's brighter. I'm going to add more water to my brush. I'm not going to let it drip. I'm going to make it really watery. Look. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Now I didn't want to use magic white because I want this to dry fast. And I'm going to take that, and I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow. I'm just going to add a bit of Naples yellow. Okay? Just playing around with some colors. It's fun when you do that. I'm going to add more water. Now you can mist it if you like. You can mist it with some magic mist. That way it won't stay wet too long, but it'll make it smooth. It'll make it blend smoothly. There we go. So I have the recipe for magic mist. Probably will need something because water dries really fast, so probably the magic mist might help. And because you want to keep those colors, so I'm going to add more yellow. That's kind of nice, isn't it? See, when I added that was starting to dry there now, so it's hard to get it to move. So you got to catch it before it dries. Either keep misting it with water or get some magic mist. The recipe I have is in the description, and so you can go make some before you get started. Alright, perfect. I like the yellows there, isn't that nice? I know it's not exactly the same as the picture, but I want to do it my way. I think this is pretty like this, do you? You know what might be nice in here? Some green. Kind of got a greenish tint to it, do you think? Let's try it anyway. I'll try the lighter green here. Oh, yes, nice. I like that darkness over here, that's nice. A little bit of greenish color. More yellow. Love the yellow. Look at that. Gives it, because that's some lights in the back, right? That's lights behind the flowers. So no need to blend it completely. Just boom. When you get it on there, just kind of let it sit there. Use your different yellows, whatever color yellows you want. Look at that. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. How much fun you can have though, isn't it, when you don't worry about it? When you don't worry about... You can make an abstract just by putting on paint like this. Just letting it... Now I'm not pushing very hard this time. I like that as it is, you know. I kind of like it. I like it as it is. I like it. I think I'm going to leave that. I know, like I said, it's different than what I see on the reference photo, but as you know, I don't go by reference photos exactly. So then I can loosen up and do whatever I want to do. But it helps me so much. Reference photos helps me a lot. Because I don't have to be trying to think in my mind, what color will I do that? Will that look nice? There we go. Now down here, take the tape off, and we will paint that pure black. Because there's going to be a table there. It's going to be a shiny table there. But we have to put something on. So you use the same brush. And get your pure black. Any color black. Any color black. Well, you know what I mean. It can be Mars black, oxidized black. Whatever black you got on hand. Just plain black. No, I'm not gonna, I don't think I need to mist. There's only a small area down here. I'll mist it a little bit just so I can get that to move there. A little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Moves so much better. That you can use water. It's okay. I'm just grabbing what I got handy there now, which was the magic mist, and it did help a lot. Do your sides if you like. Just get underneath here. use your chiseled edge to get under here. Get as close as you can, and then just use your chiseled edge to get underneath that line there. Doesn't matter too much because you can blend that right together. See? That way it'll be like a shadow. But we do know need to know where the table is. So I'm just going to drag that over there like that. Give it kind of a shadowy look. Good. Print. Okay, so here's what I did. I printed off the picture of the flowers in the vase with the fruit on my 8.5 by 11 printer. So now I have, this is 11 by 14, which is a bit bigger. So you can do it like that too if you want. If you want to have it like that, it's fine. But I might want mine a bit bigger. But in order for me to transfer this onto this without tracing it, if you want to draw it, then you take a ruler and you measure half, all right? So you cut it in half there, and you cut it in half here. So you just measure your 8.5 or 8 by 10 if you want. 8 by 10, so say that's 10, then you go 5 would be halfway, and 8 would be 4 would be halfway, okay? So if you could get that square there like that, you got 4 squares now, right? 4. So now you want to do that same thing on your canvas. You want to make 4 squares. Because the canvas is 11 by 14, okay? Because the canvas is 11 by 14, you might need a tape measure. So you need to get halfway over, and it's 12, so 6 is right here. That's half. That's the halfway mark, so that when you come down, then you know that you make your line down here and across here. Okay, so then we have comes up to 15. It's 11 by 16, right? So you find 8 and you mark that off. All right, now all we have to do is, so you know that's halfway there, right? So that's the line going across, and hopefully it's this not too hard. So, and that's your halfway point right here. Okay, so make your line going down. If you're off a little bit, it won't be too big a deal because you can fill everything in as you go along. But you got a little window here now. And in every little window is the parts that you will draw. So let's try a little bit, just with chalk, all right? Now you need something that you're going to pastel or something that will come off easy in case you make mistakes and things like that, okay? So let's just start with, like I said, don't have to be exact. I mean, you can do all kinds of measuring if you want. You can measure where the top is and everything like that. But I kind of want to do this almost like a freehand. All right, just give me some idea where everything is. So I'm going to say that the handle, this part, this side, this half of this, comes up to about here. Kind of eyeballing it. It's going to come over to about here. So the beauty of this is you can change the shape, you can do anything you want. The only thing is you need those lines for is to help you lay that down on your canvas a little easier, okay? Because if you're doing it without the lines, you'll probably have an odd shape. So let's just say we have another shape here. So I just took it over to both lines, try to make them even, and then I came down and made it nice and wide here, because I want it wider than what I see here. See, I can change it, right? So I want it nice and wide. So if you get, like I said, you're using chalk, so if you make a mess, just, there we go, see? So did I get it right? So we can adjust it when we paint it. It's coming along. Alright, and then it's got a handle. The handle is way up here, because you can see by the, it comes over here. And it ends up down halfway, around halfway. So you just kind of eyeball it, okay? And then it kind of bring it out on the end here. So I want it a bit bigger than what I see here. And it has these little ridges coming up like this. And then it's just like that. And up here we have some flowers. So we're just going to add in some flowers way up here. Okay, these are kind of roses. So we'll just make some shapes, alright? Just do 1, 2, 3 shapes up here. So you can see, just put in some shapes for now. We won't worry. What we're trying to do is just figure out where we want the flowers or where they belong. Okay? So I'm just kind of working in some shapes here to make it look like it might be flowers. Alright, so it could be a flower there, and then there's a bunch around them. Alright, so that's that one. And the other half of this one's over here. Right, see? And we have a flower here. And some shapes here. Alright, so just make little squiggly lines for now, and then we'll figure out where everything goes after that. Alright. This one here is hanging down. There we go. It's not too far out, but it's out a bit. This one here is out a bit. Yeah. So we just put little squiggly lines in where we think the flowers may be. This one here is higher than this one, so we'll keep that one lower. So you got the flowers in there now. It's nice. And then down here we have, you know, our grapes and things, right? Now, if you don't want to put all this stuff in, you don't have to. That comes up to about this. It's just a round circle. So I was going to say, the bottom of the table, sitting on the table. Okay, so then we're going to make some grapes. Just make little round circles for now. See, we're just placing things, basically. And then so you can have an apple here if you'd rather. I'm just going to put what's there. And some more grapes over here. So just put in what you see. There's a couple of different grapes. There's one coming, a stem coming up here, and there's a stem coming out with more grapes. And there's all kinds of grapes. So just put in little circles. Alright. And then we have some fruit or something over here. So on the edge here, there's a little decoration. And then you got some more of these cantaloupes, whatever they are. Alright, so just the letter V, upside down V's. And then you have a round object here. And so just fill in little spots like that, see? Now, we got it all drawn. What do you think of that? So now what you're going to do is you are going to wipe away those marks here. Okay? So you can take them out now. There are some decorations on this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the vase first before I go ahead and put those other little flowers on there. That would be a lot easier. So let's do that. Let's get a nice yellow color. So for now I'm going to use Naples yellow. I'm going to try that. Like, I don't know for sure how I'm going to match up those colors, but I'm going to use Naples yellow first because we're going to put shadows and everything in there, okay? So just want to, this will help us see the shape too. I know over here is a big dark shadow, but you have to have some kind of an underpainting, all right? So put something there, some yellow. Doesn't matter if it's darker yellow or lighter yellow, as long as you put a yellow. Some underpainting under. You can put whatever color you want actually, but I like to put on the color I'm going to use. So I'm going to put on my Naples yellow. And it's pretty transparent, as you can see. But I just want something on there. And you can put any color there, but make sure it's a light color. I mean, you could even start with white if you want to. Alright, anything bright. Or even a I don't know, darker yellow maybe. I don't know, but just put something on there that you're happy with. I might go over that line. I'm not going to worry, but I'll put the stem on after. And I'm going to try to go with the shape of the vase, okay? So if I'll come down and then come around, just to get that feeling of shape. All right. So it looks pretty bright on your end there. I may have to fiddle around with the color because I didn't practice this one. I didn't practice it. I've been doing my paintings like we do them together, okay? We do them together. We learn together. Yeah, really. And so that way you can see the mistakes or whatever you know, and you'll see that, because you may see some videos and it comes out amazingly perfect and kind of makes you feel like I'll never be able to do that. That looks too good. I won't be able to do it. But if you see the artist struggle and you realize that it's all part of painting, the struggles of what colors to use. I mean, I know when I was first learning, I'd see a video and I'm like, how do they know what color to use? And they put on the perfect color right away, and I didn't realize in the background that they were mixing the colors for probably an hour before they actually did the video. So don't get too caught up in thinking when you see a video and it's perfect looking that they didn't struggle behind the scenes. So I'm just going to try a yellow medium, which is a bit darker than what I already put on, okay? So try your different colors. It's got kind of a bit of an orangey color to it. Nice. Nice. Now, like I said, we don't have to be exactly the same as the reference photo, because you might have a hard time. You may spend many hours trying to. Now, if you want to do that, you're certainly welcome. I'm doing a video, so I won't take as much time. Usually, on the end of my videos, I will play around with the video, with some of my paintings, and I won't. I'll probably do them on a time lapse or something like that, just so that you can see the few extras that I did. So sometimes I do a fiddle around at the end and I forget to record it and I didn't get to show it to you, but some I do have. Sometimes I'll spend lots of time at the end because I don't want to bore you, But I will put, if I do any extras, I'll put it on the end of the video and you can watch it if you want. Okay, so that's nice. It's nice. Now it's good to have the lighter color underneath because that will make the colors on top more bright, okay? You might say, well, why did you put on that lighter color? You could even use white. Anything nice and bright. If you use a dark color, just do it on the edges so you won't lose. Because once you do a dark color, what's going to happen is your colors won't be as bright. Now, the color that I'm seeing on my video camera is really bright yellow, but in actual here in my studio, it looks more of an orangey yellow color. So don't always go by the colors you see on the videos also. That's another tip for you, okay? But I can enhance the colors, but the worst thing is you're seeing colors that I would enhance on my camera, and that's probably sometimes you'll see videos of beautiful, bright, brilliant colors, and it's a possibility that the camera is set to make it look like bright, brilliant colors. Because a lot of times when you record, depending on your lighting in your in your studio, that you can't get the colors you're looking for. I'm trying to get as close to the colors I'm using anyway. I'm going to add a little bit of, let me see, bright red, and a bit of, I'm going to add a bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to make a shadow, okay? A little bit of red, burnt sienna. All right, a bit of burnt sienna and red. That'll make a nice shadow over here, see? Burnt sienna and red. Now, that to me looks like it's purple on my camera, so I'm going to change again. This one's not bad. Seems like it's pretty close to what I'm doing. Alright. Hopefully it's not too dark for you, because a couple of paintings I did sometimes a little bit dark, and I don't want that to happen. That's nice, isn't it? Look. That's nice. Nice. Okay, so I need a bit more darker over here. Not that dark, so I'm going to use burnt sienna. Just burnt sienna. Alright. So just burnt sienna this time. Let's see if I can get it a bit darker. Maybe I'll have to add a little bit of burnt umber. We'll see. That might do it. I really want to get the shadow over here because we're going to say the light is coming in from the left. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. It's nice. Alright, it's a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to make it really nice and dark over here. See how the reference photo can help? Because you know where to put the shadow. You know how much of a shadow you want. Nice and dark over here. Yeah, I like that. Burnt umber, burnt sienna. Alright, so more burnt, probably, you know, just experiment with how much you want. Try burnt sienna first, and then that's not dark enough, add some burnt umber in with it. I want that to gradually come out here. Because we don't want to align, we want to kind of graduate into each other, okay? It's kind of nice. When we put flowers there, that'll give us more shadows. It's kind of nice. We'll put some, you know, fruit down there. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. So I'm going to clean my brush. Nice. So I'm going to try some more yellows. I'm just going to experiment with some different yellows. I got, just take out some, I like the Naples one for the light color, okay? The Naples yellow. It's kind of bright. It's not yellow. It's almost a creamish color, but it's nice. Creamy yellow or something. But see, it depends on your brand, right, of paint. So your brand of paint might be more lighter or might be darker. I don't know, right? So I'm just going to put on, let's see what else we got here. Just experiment with your colors. Like I said, in the yellows first, okay? So I'm going to try that Naples, and I'm mixing in a little bit of that darker yellow. I'm just kind of trying different yellows, all right? Because I want to also layer your paints. So you might need 3 or 4 coats. See, because you can see this here, you can see through it. It doesn't have that nice thick color. You want to blend those two colors together. You don't want those to make it look like there's a line there. So kind of go over that. If you go over too much, you can always go back and put some more in. Some more shadow. But see, look, you just go on the line, the 2 lines that meet. Just go on those and just sort of let them blend together. See how pretty that is? Now I'm trying to get this here to give me a thicker coat of yellows. So I'm trying some different yellows. Naples yellow and bright yellow, medium yellow. I want to make sure that it looks thick, and the only way you can do that is layer. Adding a bit of a lighter color over here, the Naples. If you don't have Naples yellow, just add a bit of white to your yellow. Or use a cream color. Not beige, but cream. And we have to get a feeling of shape. Now, the reason I'm having a hard time keeping it from looking transparent is because my background's really dark. So you could have did your background around after you put in your vase, but I would have found it very difficult. So we're just going to do this. It's a good way to learn different techniques that will work and some that won't. Like I said, you'll see some videos and you'll see that they're already, everything just seems to work perfect. And I've watched those videos and I tried to follow them when I was learning, and I got frustrated because I was like, how come I can't do that? Why is it they're doing so easy? Why did they make it look so easy? Right? So, like I said, they're probably practicing before they do it. Probably did 2 or 3 paintings. That's what Bob Ross did. He did 2 or 3 paintings before he even did his videos. Okay? So he knew exactly what he was doing. And even though he did 2 or 3 paintings, that don't mean they all came out exactly the same, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do. And it made it so much easier for him. So I could practice this before I do it, but I like to show you, you know, how I approach my painting. I can't show you how I approach my painting if I got it all worked out beforehand, because it's not new and fresh. I already know what I'm going to do. But this way, you can see the process of trial and error. So I'm going to get some darker yellow. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of that reddish that I got left over there. That was the burnt sienna and reddish color. I'm going to add some of that on here. That's starting to dry on me there now, so could have used magic white if you wanted to. I don't use it all the time. So just trying to get... Alright, there we go. Add a little more red to my yellow. Try a little bit of an orangey color. Not too much of an orangey color, but just enough to get that shape. See how I'm getting a shape by curving it in? So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to... Lost a bit of my shadow here. So you can always put it back. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to add more highlights and maybe a little more paint and see if we get that to come out. And then we can put our other little design on it. Now, that's really nice. So what I'm going to do is, I'm still using my brush, my synthetic chiseled edge brush, because it has a, see how thin it is? It's got a razor sharp edge. Ooh, and so I can use that for thin lines if I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my white. I think I got enough there for now. I'm just going to, because we got to put design on there yet. So I'm just going to add some white. All right. I'm going to add some white for, you know, for shine, right? The light is shining on it. See? I'm using titanium white because titanium white is the brightest white as far as I know. And it's a little more expensive, and it's really nice. And we might put some more highlight on it after we get some of our design on there. Alright, so far we'll just do this much. I think we got... See how nice those highlights really bring it out? It looks like there's a light shining on there. Anytime you make vases, apples, anything round, and you add these little highlights, glass, really gives it that nice bright, like there's a bright light shining on it, see? Nice. Now I'll put the... Now I don't have this part up here done yet, so while we're at it, so I won't forget, just put a little line across there with your burnt umber. Use your chiseled edge, because this brush can do a lot of stuff. It can make straight lines. Alright, so let's just put one here. I'm going to put a line up here on top just so I can mark it off till I know where it is. And then I'm going to make my other line. And I'm just going to judge it. I'll come down here. And that's a line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add white to that. Make sure your brush is clean, because now you got dark paint on it. Or change it to another brush. Alright, so you go into your white. And we'll put white here. Now there's going to be some shadow there too, because when the flowers go on there. Alright, so that leaves that like that. Good. Now while that's still a little bit wet, I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to smooth this line out here. Just going to go back over just so it's smooth out, so it doesn't look too much like a line. It looks more like a shadow. That's better. That's better. I'm not worried about this one up here too much because the flowers are going to go over that. So maybe we should try a little design. I'm just going to use a long brush. Now you can use a small brush, round brush, anything that helps you get that on there, okay? So you can draw it out first with a piece of chalk, maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to use chalk. But I'm going to put some burnt umber on my brush. And I'm going to draw out, now doesn't have to be exactly the same as what you see on a reference photo, it can help you. Or you can make little designs, your own kind of designs. That will be fun. But I'm just going to go by what I have here. And I'm not going to worry about it being exactly the same. But it'll be a nice little guide. So I am going to bring it in here like this and out. And there's another one here. And out. And then there's one coming out here. And then here. So that's a little, some kind of little flower. Good. And then there's, get some more paint. And something coming out of there. Something weird. So just draw that out. I'm standing up, so I'm, you know, it's a little more difficult for me, but just gonna do that. And there's a little one coming out between that petal there. Cute little design. Alrighty then, so then we'll do another one. There's another one here somewhere, and there's a little, so just draw it out best way you can. Just look at the edge, don't look at the whole flower, look at the shape, just the outline. Okay, just the outline, right like that. It might make it a little bit easier for you. So when we put the color in that will be nice. And if you need to add a bit of water to your brush, you should do that. Alright, that'll help it move better. And we have another one here. Looks like something comes in here. Comes out in this way. And then it comes up and down. And up and down, up and down, and a little petal here, little letter V's, I guess, if you want to do it that way. V, or just little petals. Alright, that's all. That's fine. And then you got that other one coming out. Good. And there's another one up here, but it's a darker one. That's okay. As you can see, I'm not really trying to have it exactly the same. Just kind of putting color in there just to get something going there. And there's one down here. Something going on down here. I can't really see it that well, but I'm going to put a little flower, my own little flower there is fine. Alright, now we're going to fill it in with color. So I'm going to clean off my brush. You could use the same brush if you want, or you can use a small flat brush. Remember I said you might need different brushes, so always have some extra ones on hand, smaller ones, big ones, but I'm going to use my little round brush I was just using. See if I can use that. So I got to use, so let's see, we need a red. So I'm going to find, let's see, got kind of an orangey red, so I'm going to take my, if you got a darker red, like a dark red or a crimson red, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. Alright, and that will change the color a little bit, and then we will fill it in. Now there's a flower coming down there, so we'll a leaf. So we can just fill that part in there. Good. It's not too hard, is it? I don't think, is it? Might look hard, but look, see little simple techniques you can use. I hope you guys try this. I'll leave some yellow there. And we got more. I'm just adding yellow and red together. Just red. It's a deep red. It's kind of a deeper red. Just taking, pulling back. I find that's giving me a little bit of a better shape. Just from the top, pull back in. Try that, right? Now you can try it your own way. Don't you have to do exactly everything that I do. But I'm just trying to guide you a little bit. But if you find an easier way, you go ahead. A little bit of yellow there, which I want to leave that. So if you take some yellow on one side of your brush and red on the other, then you'll get kind of like that, and then some yellows will come off as you play around with it. I don't need too much of this one. Okay. Yep, I think that's fine. And then I'm going to try this one here. So put some yellow on one side of your brush, that might be interesting, and red on the other. Just see what happens. I'm not sure what's going on there, I'm just throwing in something. Just some yellow going on there, but I'm going to have to make it up on my own, because sometimes reference photos can be a little confusing, so just make up your own. I'm just I'm pulling back on this one here, but I'm leaving some yellow at the back there. I'm going to add some burnt umber to that for this stem here. Where's the stem gone? Right here. I'm just going to bring that around here. Then I'm going to add yellow. So clean off your brush and get some yellow. Alright, you can see I put a lot on there. It helps when you know how much paint to put on. And I think I will add some white. Brighten up a bit. That's good. This here has got some green or something in there. Got some yellows, and we'll see now. Let's get to... Let's get our red back. Our red and yellow, okay, and we'll do a little bit down here, I'm starting at the out and pulling back in. I just find this gives me a better look to it, because I can save some of my yellow then. I don't know, you know, if you pull back out is good too, but I'm just trying this way. See if I can get you to see that. See, that way I can kind of leave some yellow there. Right? And we have another one up here that has a darker color. I'm going to add some burnt umber to my red so that I can have that dark color there. Just going to fill that in. See if I can get a little bit of a shape. And this one here, burnt umber red. You still want to be able to see it, right? But it's in shadow, see? And it seems it has some yellow on the ends there. So I'm going to add a bit of white to my yellow. I'm going to use I think I'm going to use this one here, that nice bright yellow that I have, that cream color. Really like that. And I'm going to put that on the edges here. Okay. A little more white if you need it. And brings it out nicely, doesn't it? It's kind of nice. Is there any more lights like that? I don't see any. Let's see a little bit of highlight on this one here. I do see, I'm going to put a bit of white. I do see a little bit of a light color here. I haven't got that one filled in yet, sure. That's green, right? So let's go with some green. Whatever green you got there is fine. The brush is a bit dirty, but that's okay. So we got some green. Pull that green in there. And it ends out with kind of an orangey color, so dirty brush. Some yellow. So I'm just trying to shape it up as I'm going along here, because I wasn't sure if I liked the shape or not. So that's okay. And I'm going to add some white again to the back here. And I'm going to kind of a greenish color up here. Now, this don't have to be the final, okay? So if you are, when you go back, when it's almost all finished, when it's finished, let's say when it's finished, just go back and look at your flowers and look at different things that you're doing and see if you like it. If you don't like it, go back over it. If you think it needs an extra layer of paint or an extra highlight or whatever, you can do that at the very end, because that way you'll be able to see it all together and you'll be able to see what extras it needs. So I've got green out here and a little bit in here, and I'm going to go and transfer to yellow, because that's what it looks like. It's got yellow. going. I'm starting and pulling in towards the green. Pulling in towards the green. Alright. A little bit more yellow and white. There we go. There we go. I lost my shape there, but that's okay. Alrighty then. And it looks like it might be lined with a bit of a dark shadow here, right here. A little bit here so we can see. Some of these have a little bit of a dark outline. Kind of nice because you can see it better. You can get fix the shape up too if you need to, right? Just put a little bit burnt umber on the edges here. See? Kind of gives it a finishing touch. So when you're painting, look for all these little details. That way you can fix up the shape. Then if it doesn't look right, you know. I think. All right. Makes them stand out a bit more, doesn't it? Don't want to overdo it. So that's nice, isn't it? I think I got them all. I think I got them all. Let's see, they look like there was a little... That's alright. Alright, good. So now I can do the... So now let's try the some of the roses.